Cars. There are tons of different ones, from the weird to the weirder to the absolutely awesome. These all have one thing in common though, the internal combustion engine. For this STEM Wednesday video, we'll be showing you how to put together your own internal combustion engine out of a kit we found from Smithsonian. There are other kits available online that you guys can check out, and there will be a link to one in the description. The kit we're using has all the parts we need to be able to make our own fully functioning and moving internal combustion engine at home. Right now we're going to work on assembling the crankshaft and attaching the pistons to it. The crankshaft spins inside of the engine, and when it spins, it actually pushes the pistons up and down inside of the cylinders. Now that I have all of the pistons attached to the crankshaft, what I want to do is loosen them up a little bit and make sure that they hang freely. Once that's done, they will be able to move up and down inside of the cylinder with ease. Now that we're done with the crankshaft and the pistons, I'm going to take the oil pan and mount it to the very bottom. This is actually going to be a mounting plate that sits on the stand. We won't be filling our engine with any oil, but it's a good proof of concept. And now for the engine block. This is the portion with the 4 holes that are going to fit our pistons inside. Those 4 holes are called cylinders. We're going to take that off of the engine, and we're going to slide those pistons directly into those holes. After a test to make sure that the crankshaft spins and the pistons move up and down, we are ready to mount it to our oil pan. Now that everything's tightened down, we can test the spin of our crankshaft. As we spin the crankshaft, the pistons move up and down, turning that circular motion into up and down motion. Now we can attach the head of our engine. The head of the engine is going to include 2 valves per each cylinder. So these valves are going to open and close during the intake and exhaust portions of the 4 cycles. 4-stroke engines like the ones in cars have 4 different strokes. First one will be the intake. The intake stroke is where the intake valves are open and air is drawn into the cylinder with fuel. The second stroke is going to be the compression cycle, where both the intake and exhaust valves are closed. The upward movement of the piston causes the air-fuel mixture to be compressed, which makes it ready for ignition. Then comes the power stroke. Both the intake and exhaust valves are still closed, and the spark plug produces a spark that ignites that fuel-air mixture. The resulting energy of the combustion forcefully pushes the piston down. The last cycle is the exhaust stroke, when the exhaust valves open and the exhaust gases are forced up by the returning piston. On top of those valves, we put the lifters. The lifters are what push the valves down to open them up inside of the cylinder. On our first strokes, the intake valve will be depressed, allowing air and fuel to enter the engine. And on the last stroke, the exhaust valve will open up, forcing all that old fuel and air to be moved out of the engine, making room for new fuel-air mixtures. Next, we're going to install our valve cover. This is going to close up the rest of the engine, so all we have to work on is the outside now. Next, we install our 2 gears and make sure that they're properly aligned with the alignment tool. These gears are going to hook up to a belt, which is going to drive the engine on the inside and allow it to turn. This alignment is called timing, and this is a timing belt. The timing belt attaches the crankshaft to those lifters, so that way the lifters know exactly when to open up and allow air or fuel into the engine or out of the engine. And now for the electrics. Right here we have our coil pack, wires, and spark plugs. The spark plugs light up to let us know when we've reached the end of our compression cycle and have our ignition. The coil pack decides based on the timing of the engine when the ignition is supposed to happen. So it sends electricity through the wires to the spark plug to create a small spark inside of the engine, therefore causing the explosion. And now for our finished product. As you can see, as the pistons reach the top of the cylinder, the light will indicate when the explosion would happen. Then, the piston is pushed down the cylinder because of the explosion inside. And now we're finished and ready to start her up. Thanks for watching. Tune in next Wednesday for another excellent STEM Wednesday video.